Merry Christmas. Well, almost. It's depends on where you are, I guess. Some places you're way past midnight and it is very much Christmas. Some places you're 2 hours not there yet, or depending on where you are, it could be 3 hours or more. But for me, it's 2 hours to Christmas. And what am I doing? I'm programming till Santa gets here. Santa has to come later, and after the kids go to bed. Now, yes, my kids are all full grown. Only two of them are here, but Santa stops by and seems, for some reason, delivers presents to all of them, even the ones that don't live here. I don't know. Just finds it more convenient, I guess, than to go to their house and deliver presents. That guy, I don't know what to tell you. But hey, it brings the kids to the house, They come and get their Santa presents, and the presents from us, of course. So we did have a couple of kids over. I hope you've had a great Christmas Eve. Some of our kids came over, played a game. Didn't include us. They usually don't, but if there's a big enough game, they'll invite the parents to play along. But generally, it's just them. But it's cool to have them around. We had some goodies. We had dinner together. One of my sons didn't come by. Him and his wife decided to hang out at home tonight. But they'll be tomorrow. Be by tomorrow, and we'll open presents together and celebrate the day. So it'll be fun. I hope you guys are too having a great day. And let's do some programming for a little bit, because why not? I don't have any reason not to. Actually, I've been kind of doing it all day long, trying to tweak this and tweak that and add this and add that and try to optimize, try to get things working that were kind of flopping. One of the things is my game plan saving I haven't got it to trigger yet. Well, no, not true. I did finally get my game plan to save. And then, of course, when I tried to load it, it didn't load because I wasn't providing a value that's technically not required, but the system didn't know how not to load that. And then I started thinking, why am I even doing it that way? It's like, why did I make it so complicated? Because I was thinking there might be like a lot of favorite plays or some unknown number of favorite plays, but ultimately it's one or two. And one or two is not enough to justify having an array. That's not even an array list. So I decided I got to get rid of that. So I've got to kind of restructure a few things, because you can only have favorite plays that are associated to your play types. And there's actually 4 plays to be selected from during the gameplay, but it's not going to have some of those plays are kind of random, kind of adjusted. Ultimately, your favorite plays have a chance to show up, high chance in the first couple of slots, and then a better than average shot at being called in the other 2 shots if they haven't been selected already. And ultimately, that's how you're going to get your plays. Now, I've been going over the rule of the game that I'm basing this on, which is a game I created multiple years ago. And there's some features about this game I really like, and also a couple of things that, of course, I have to throw out because they're board game related. They're things you would only do in a board game, and that the game itself can handle on the digital version. But I'm just saying some of these kind of interactions and features of how people would play against each other, I like. I'm wondering if I can get them into the game, but we're not there yet, so I'm not too worried about it because we haven't gotten to the point where we're dealing with cards. I did download a new football game today that I found online, that I was wondering if, hey, maybe this one is, what does this game do? And it's called something Football Manager, football something. And at first I got in there thinking, oh, this game's got a lot of similar things that mine has. But that quickly deteriorated into no, it does not. The simulation of the game is pretty much what I have right now. In fact, less. You don't even have a football in the field. You just got bars that move back and forth. That's some kind of weird thing, and they just stop. And you don't have any plays, no playbooks, no audibles, you have no interaction with the game. You basically just let it run. So really all you manage are your players. Now, what's interesting to me is they don't seem to have an NFLPA license, but they're using real player names. So again, I'm wondering how these people do that. I wonder if they're just using real player names. You know, if they figure they don't have likenesses. Since there's no likenesses, can they just claim that the name is a name is a name? Now, granted, they had Bo Nix in there. Now, I don't know if Bo Nix's real name is Bo Nixon, but they called him Bo Nixon. So maybe they're tweaking the names just a tiny bit to call up to be something else. And I don't know that this game has any real stats in it. I don't know what they're basing it on. I don't know a lot of what's happening in this. The game is really not very intuitive. It's got a lot of stuff, and I suppose if you play with it enough, you could make it work. It feels fiddly. I mean, and then they have weird leagues. I mean, they got like 5 different leagues. They got a World Cup. A World Cup. And you play against teams from all over the world. So it is football, American football, not soccer, using real player names, but it's got a weird set of whatever going on. I don't know. I don't know that it's going to hook me. I don't think I can. Let's just say I don't feel like this is the game that's going to that's going to fill that niche, or does fill the niche. The game's had it several years. Apparently, it's been coming out for several years, and they update a new version every year. And of course, that's what I would be doing too. But I just feel like it's not there. But you can follow the players and build careers and do all that stuff. But it's all kind of, you're very GM-y. You're just watching the things from outside. You don't have any control. You hire a coach, you hire these things, but you have no input to the game at all. You're managing the players. And okay. But I want more than that. I kind of want to be somewhere between that kind of thing, somewhere a little less overdone like that, more towards the playing the game, but not quite as far as like controlling the players. But I want you to feel like, my goal is that you will feel like you have input to the games. Either you're controlling it, or you're controlling the way it's called and the way things are set up and the playbooks and the audibles and all that. It's all going to be available to you. So you're going to be kind of a coach / GM. And I'm thinking that a lot of the GM functionality won't even be immediately available. Some of it will be, the things that are necessary, but some of the more broad items that cover outside aspects of the game might not be in the very first rendition of the game. I mean, I don't know, maybe it won't be in the beta, or even in the pre-release, or maybe even in version 1. I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on where we are and how long it's been and where do I want to be when I release version 1. And how complicated those kind of things are to add. If I feel like, I can get this in there, why not? We've got 6 months to launch. Let's go ahead and add some more features. And I haven't even announced, there's no launch date anywhere near on site. I said 12 to 18 months at the earliest. But I'm even thinking maybe 2 years. And where will I be? What will exist at that time? I don't know. It's going to be that's a question for the ages. Now, by the way, I did not have my chat on until a few moments ago. So if somebody is there and decided they wanted to say hi, I didn't see it, and I don't think anybody did. But anyway, okay. So I've taken care of the let's get started stuff. Let's get this thing working again. I've got a couple of hours to try and get not working again. I mean, I guess it's broken now because I broke some stuff. Yesterday, I had set up 3 different game plan setups, one for the special teams, defense, and offense. But I finally figured out how I wanted to do it, so I don't have to do it that way anymore. I've actually switched over to a single parent page, which I was doing anyway. But instead of having each play handle its own calls, it only loads once. So now it's a little bit faster, which is nice. But they still have to handle their own saves because at each spot you save after every action. So that's kind of what I'm working out there. So I don't need this one anymore. Yeah. Because that's not the required. Those ones have to be ints. Oh, I guess that does have to be. Actually, all those have to be ints now. So I have to actually do all of these as ints. But I'm actually going to be setting them up. Now, one of the... by the way, it might be a little bit of news. I might have access to a person who wants to have wants to assist in the Unity development on an Android. It's actually my, what do I want to call her? My pseudo daughter-in-law. She's not officially my daughter-in-law, but she's, for all practical purposes, has been for a while now. And so I don't know. I have to, you as a parent. You kind of have to be a little careful about making assumptions, but I think I believe that their long-term goals are, they just want to be a little bit more, I guess, stable in their life situation, I guess. That's what I've heard, the rumors, Oops, this is supposed to be a 2. So yeah, I feel safe to call her at least a pseudo daughter-in-law. Why do I keep wanting to say dollar? Pseudo dollar-in-law. I don't know what that's all about. Geez, why is this? This is kind of a weird setup. I don't know if this is the best way to do this. I feel like there's a better way. I will say this. Sometimes AIs, they don't really take the shortest cut. They can be a little, they'll give you a solution and then you're like, but why not just do this? It's like, really, if I really looked at this, every single value here has to be a 0, right? They all have to be numeric. And so it's weird that I have to pass them, that I have to actually translate them to text or to numeric. Because they're all either distances, numbers, or they're IDs that are going to, basically be numbers. So it's really like there's nothing there that's not going to be a number. And now, of course, this is going to break everything that I currently have in the database. I'm going to have to delete everything that's in my database so I can recreate it. Or update it in some way. I could try and do that, see if that would work. So I got to change the values that are in there. And then I don't know what will happen to the database. It'll probably go, what? Blah! Throw up all over. Go, nope. Nope, that's not going to happen, man. You broke this. Alright, so I got to take these two guys. And we're replacing this guy. Do I not need that either? Or maybe I do. Okay, I don't know what's missing. It's saying I've got a problem. Or maybe I don't need any of those? Is that completely unnecessary? That looks like it might be completely unnecessary. Check that out. Okay. Oh, these are the blanks. I didn't even realize that was the blank. All right. First, second, 1, 2. Okay. And then this is just going to be more of this. And you're like, why are you doing this on Christmas Eve, man? Take a break. I'm like, but this is my break. This is what I'm determined to complete. And each time I go and download a new football game, I'm always a little worried. I'm like, this is the game that's going to be so good that, or it meets so good to me that I don't know what I'm going to do with my game. But then I play it and it's like, yeah, this ain't it. This ain't doing nothing for me except making me wanting to go work more on my game. So, because I just like, this game's just missing the mark, man. Missing the mark in my eyes, and I feel like there's better options. It's like nobody's got this balance. You know, they haven't found the balance between all of the fiddly bits in the back and all of the play parts in the front. And some get a little bit of one and a little bit of the other. Some do a lot of one and none of the other. And some do, you know, or got a lot of play and nothing else. Or a lot of everything else but no play. Or you just got a touch of each and you're kind of like, it's not enough. I don't want the more. And it's like neither side. And it's like, I want a little bit. It wouldn't be so bad if I had this piece, but this piece isn't enough. Or, you know, one or the other. And I want to make it so that it's kind of like you have this, one of those little weird charts that, you know, that you have like 7 things around. And some of these games go real high towards the gameplay or the graphics. And some of them have like roster management and playbook management and player management and team management and all these things, all right? And some really go high in one area or a couple of the others, but they all kind of fall short somewhere. And I want to be one of those games it's not like all the way to anything, but it's a long way into all the things. You know, so it's like you can feel like you're getting a complete, solid experience. You may not have all of the detail of full-on, what do they call the physics engine control with your gamepad and the opportunity to throw bombs every other play and win the game, you know, but it's ultimately trying to find and push out to those limits as much as we can and get maybe a lot of some stuff and a good chunk of the other, so you feel like you get to do everything. Like you really do feel like you're getting a whole game. And and then over time, the updates, the new versions, the annual upgrades, you know, I don't want to name it by year. Have you noticed that a lot of people, like, they'll do an update and they call it 24, 25, 26, 27. Would you rather that and pay for it annually? Or would you rather like a game where it's, I don't want to be Madden. So my feeling is either update it all the time and just kind of keep the game getting better, or don't put out a new version for a couple of years. But that sucks because it's like you always want something new coming out, right? You know, doing little updates every now and then, but you want to do it every 2 years, every 3 years. Yeah, you can hopefully make a lot and do a lot in that time. It's exciting to have more, but for 2 years, somebody's going to be like, do I want that? I mean, yes, if there's a bug or a problem, you spend a lot of time editing this other version and you're like, why not just keep updating it? If something's broken, fix it. You want to add a new feature, add it. Just keep adding stuff, making it better all the time. That is one of the advantages of the free-to-play model. It's constantly getting while you hope it's constantly improving and getting better. As problems arise, you fix them and you get them out there and you keep putting more out. And, hopefully you're able to resolve all the issues that come up and just keep your users happy, keep the game going, man. Okay, so I don't know. All right, that's probably fine. Favorite plays, action. Okay, so yeah, I think we're good there. We got to remove rows and call distance, first down distance. Oh yeah, this is one of the issues I've got to resolve too, is I've got to decide if I want to have a greater than, less than option on these. I'm almost thinking, I'm definitely thinking, but I'm almost thinking I want to do something like have a greater than. Oh gosh. The problem is if you have a greater than, less than, you can't have both on the field. Like if you set one, the other can't set, right? You have to make sure that you can't say 4th and 2 greater than 7, greater, or it should be like 4th and less than 2 or greater than 2. Your choice. But this way you could set the value tough, man. My thought is I got to get it right now. Make that commitment, and then we can move on. All right, let's go get the service set up so that it's handling this in my new form and fashion. So we're going to save this, which of course would probably break this. I might as well just stop it because the data is not going to load now because I totally wrecked it. And then I need to go over here and we got to change my stuff here. So this is just going to be a change. We're going to change these to ints. Everything's going to be an int because I'm just storing IDs. Oh. Because that's all this is, just IDs of plays. And then I really got to start getting some. I got to start getting some serious data into my database. I don't know. I like to put in a few plays, just anything. You know what I'd almost like to do is, no, I was going to say favorite play has to be linked to the play type, but it will only be linked to the play type if you select a play type. In other words, you're filtering. Otherwise, you can select from all the plays and just say, in this situation, I like this play. I want to run this play. It just increases its odds of it being selected. My thought is every play has an equal chance. Okay, so let's say you have 30 plays in your playbook. You got a 1 in 30 chance of selecting a play. If you set it at favored play, now it's kind of like you've got like a 40% chance of that being the play that's chosen. And then it's for the 4 slots, it's like 40, 30, 20, 10 for all 4 slots. And that's only assuming it wasn't picked already in the others. So you got a really high percentage chance as it's going to be that it'll end up one of your plays that's selected. And if you don't select any other favored plays or whatever, you're going to have a pretty good shot at that play coming up because it's got a higher percentage in every scenario. So it's going to be one of the 4 plays most of the time. And then I think what I would do is select the 4 plays on the thing and move your favorite plays to the left. They would always be on the left. So you might, during a game, it'll select all the plays that you're choosing from and display them based on whether or not they're favorite plays or not. Just so that, it's your favorite play. You want to see it popping up on the left. Not always in the group of plays. But it doesn't mean that it's because your first slot picked it. It could just be that it got picked by one of the slots and it got sorted, basically. So we're not doing this. This is no longer a thing. I've decided that's a non-go. And I'm trying to think. I think ultimately one of these 4 has to be required, but not... I mean, you have to select something for a play. I mean, what good is it? These are just the conditions of the play. These are what do you want to do? These are the plays. So, yeah, one of those 4 has to be required. So I'm actually going to go into my... I got to take this and change how my proto is, because my proto's got to regenerate. We're going to take this out. And we're going to go like this. And we're going to change this to an 11 and this to a 12. And then we are going to dump this. And we are going to, these are all going to be in 32s now. Numbers are cheaper to store too. Granted, all that text is going to exist. It's just going to be somewhere else. And then we'll just reference it and pull it up as we need to. Is that the most efficient way? I don't know. I would almost feel like, I don't know. I really don't know the best way to do it. I thought about storing like the information, but the ID is going to be associated to an image, and I want to have the image be what's showing, so you actually see a little picture of the play, rather than just the name of the play. That's what I visualize. I want things to be more graphical, not just a bunch of words and numbers everywhere. I mean, some of these games are a lot of words and numbers, but if they're graphical, it's gonna be more satisfying. It's just seeing cards and seeing things appear, and I know it's more complicated, blah blah blah. But hey, a good game. Oops. Good games take a little effort. Okay. Now we've got that built, got the game plan and the game situations, and now it's time to see if I can make Jen CD comment. Let's see if this can do this without my having to delete anything. So I'm going to go back here. Yeah, I did it. What do you know? No problem. No complaints. Now, I don't know what's going to happen when I try to pass stuff back there. We're going to find out. Which means all my test data here is... All my test data is going to be... kind of wonky because all these are now numbers and favorite play is just this. But so I'm thinking this is my working thing. I haven't even tested it yet, so I don't know that it is. So these have to be numbers now, and we're just going to call them a run. Which, like I said, there'll be more than one play type, but I have a generic, which is just right now going to be run. Favorite play, sure, one. And will be really boring because I don't actually have any plays in the database. They will eventually exist, but they don't exist yet. Okay. So if I haven't stopped my game plan, I probably should. Hey, it actually shut down correctly. That was a thing earlier. Now I need to go over to my game plan, clear this, and we're gonna go go build dot. Oh wait, we got a problem. Hold up, folks, we've got a problem. That probably is not gonna build. What do we have here? Invalid. Oh, okay. So this is play type ID 1. We're going to go, what is this? Validate game situation. Oh, okay. If that or that. Yeah, let's make this a full-on condition long thing too. We will call this, yeah, equals 0 and g dot play type. Actually, yeah, and favorite play ID equals 0. My goal here is that, oh, you don't have to put them in parens when they're ended together. I guess the or separates that, or blah and blah. So, so or works with everything that comes after. So it's not going to be g down equals 0 or play ID equals, I guess, the and or that and that. Huh. I just feel like they should be enclosed. I always feel like you need to tell. I feel like you should have to tell it. That your or is not including that other value. Because if it's blah or blah and blah. All right, well, if it works, it works. I'm going to leave it. But you have to have either play type ID 1 or favorite play ID 1. Because I think you can get away with either one of those. But in fact, yeah, I'm going to leave it. I haven't decided how my UI is going to handle that. I mean, I could have them if I'm thinking about disabling the second option until they've entered the first option. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. We'll do it. We'll get it done. Get it done, man. Get it done. Let's go try this again. Go build dot. No problem. All right, so we've got, did I get the gateway running? No. We will go run dot. I really have no idea what my database is going to look like right now, because I totally whacked my data by doing that. I mean, it's like whatever's in there is garbage right now. It has no bearing on anything. So we can go. Okay, so we're running. Everybody's happy. Let's go see what my game plans are. Yeah, that's totally bogus. I should just delete that. Can it delete it? Delete document. Yep. Goodbye, document. You're no longer useful to me. All right, let's go see if I can pass in a new document. One that's a little bit more like I want it. I need to have at least one record. I've decided that something in the database has to exist. Because I don't... Well, actually, no. Maybe it doesn't. Now that I think about it. I think I made my system smart enough. No, I think it has to return something. I don't know what it'll do. Let's go see what happens when I do that. Should be nothing returned right now. And then in theory, I should be able to save something. But we'll find out. No, because I need an ID to assign to. Because I'm not creating it. No, nope, I need an ID. Yeah. I'm just thinking it through. Nope, I need an ID. Plus, I want to see it work. I need to know that this works before I even advance to this next part. So let's just go here. So we got the game plan here. Let's go to my... let's go to a new a new bash. We'll just drop that puppy in there. Okay, so we got kernel. Let's see what happens. Invalid request. See, we already blew it. Already stumbled. What do we got here? So we've got all integers except GS1. But that's okay. I think that's supposed to be something not. So we got all these ones. Yeah, ID is a string. Gameplan 1, 2, 3 is our ID 1, 2, 3. Game situations. GS1, 1, 1, 10. Everything's an int. Why doesn't it like it now? I mean, I could have just got my... Does it... Oh, wait. No, that's not it. Is it... the comma? The extra comma on the end? That could be it. I could have an extra comma on the end. Let's see what happens if I take that off. Ah, that was it. Nice. Okay, that was easy. Nothing too fancy-pantsy, but now we've got a data, once again, in our database for this to try to load. And we should now be able to attempt, once again, to see what we've got here. Now, it's possible. I did not do a build here, and I did do some pretty significant rewrites, so it's possible. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so we got to close this. And besides, if I have a code problem, it'll call it out. And I probably do, because like I said, it makes some significant significant changes that I probably broke something here. So, yep. What do we got? Unexpected token. Did you mean blah 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 blah? Okay. Maybe. 169. What is that? 169. We got this thing. Do I need that thing? TD. What is the enclosure here? We have that enclosed. Maybe. So we have that whole thing encloses. I'm wondering, it's T-body. T-body runs everything here. That paren closes off everything here. And then we just drop in this guy and close off the whole thing, I guess. So maybe? Maybe, baby? Why does that have to be like that? All right. And we're off. Let's try it again. I don't see any red lines, squigglies, but maybe. Got a successful compile. We are off in the running. So many goodies in the house, man. I've been eating cookies and everything. Every kind of goodie that there is, I eat it. Now, granted, I try to limit myself, keep it down to like one or a half a piece or just nibbles, you know, because I know that I'm going to eat more. All right, do we have a load? Do we have a load? We have a load. We have a load of crap. What the heck is this? All right, what happened down here? All right, so actions got itself a bonus parenthesis. That's not good. So we got at least a little bit of a flaw there. Where is that this thing? Really? I don't need that either at all. I'm even surprised it would allow me to do that, but okay. So now everything's, oh, the error's gone. Offense. Now my offense, yeah, I added these in because I'm changing how these are called. So these are all broken, at least until I So this is where I was talking about. I'd like to, oops, let's close this off. I'd like to make this so that see, is it greater than or less than? I think I have to have greater than or less than on the two go on the distance. Do you select a greater than or less than? Do I have a less than greater than selection and then you pass it in? Or and I don't know if I want to do math symbols. That's the problem. You want to be clear, and not everybody necessarily knows the programming nomenclature of a caret. That's, you know, a left and right pointing arrow or caret or whatever you want to call it. What do you call it? Angle brackets? Whatever. So you almost have to say greater than, less than. And do I want that to be something the system could easily identify as something else? It's a hard-coded value. And then you have to have it both for the distance to first and distance to goal. yes, there's plenty of people who know how football works, but there's a lot of people who might just want to fiddle with it and they want to be able to do it and not have to know that stuff. you know? And I just want to be able to make it friendly to like a new person who might actually get an idea how football plays because the game kind of teaches them, shows them what the game's all about, what it works, what matters. Um, oh, good, I do have it set up that way. I don't even know if this deletes or not, but I think I want it to be so people can't edit. They delete one, they add one. They delete one, they add one. Just because editing is going to be weird because I'm going to have the thing's going to show more than you're looking at. And I'm still trying to decide what I'm going to do with special teams because special teams doesn't even have a lot of the same criteria, right? It's like under certain circumstances, you either punt or kick. You're either punting or field goal or whatever. But it's like, I think special teams conditions are limited. It's like you might have, when are you going to go for 2 points? You got to decide if I go for 2 or not. But you don't get it, the yardage doesn't matter. There's no first or second down. You go for 2 or not. You say in what scenarios do you want to go for 2? You might have like a 2-point try, and then you have the criteria. When I'm behind, when I'm ahead, when the score is this or this, it's like, how do you do that? There are logic. There's like a math out there that says do this or do that, but some people will just go for it. They think their team is good enough. They might just go for 2 on a regular basis. Let's say screw this, man. We're doing 2 points. And then you're an 8-point team or a 6-point team if you fail. But so yeah, I think my whole special teams piece is going to be kind of broken anyway. I got to do something with this name though. I might even put that like in the middle, offense, defense. Because I don't know. Well, this is going to be a player card, and it's going to be a divider here, and it's going to look totally different. But I need to put a card in just to have something there, but I got to find one. Yes, I'm going to use other people's art during my demo phases, development phases. All right, let's put a number. Let's put something in here. 4. I'm going to keep going with my usual 2 minutes and a half. 2. Leading by, well, -4. And we'll go with preferred play type will be 1. And the favored play will be 1. I'm just thinking what it'll look like when I have my first my first play in the database and my first play type in the database. I'll probably have a whole list of play types right away because those are all plays will be at play type, and it's going to be a run, a run middle, run right, one left. I'm not even sure. I'm trying to determine if I just want like run as like a general type. Run, pass. That's it. But then if I do that, Could be special, huh? Preferred type special. Because you might do a field goal. You might say, I want you to kick a field goal when I'm 4th and 2 and I'm 60 yards to the goal. Screw this, man. just kick the freaking ball. I have a kicker with a leg, man. He's gonna put this thing through the uprights. All right, let's see what this does. I'm just trying to think what's gonna be on here. I'm thinking ahead. That's all. Thinking ahead. All right, so we've got add new row. Let's see what this does. Yeah, I know. I have a lot of breaks on here. Says it's successful. Was it successful? It loaded like it's successful. Let's go see. Let's go look at my database. Refresh. Refresh. Where's refresh? Oh, there's a refresh on here somewhere. Is that a refresh? I don't know what that is. Oh, there it is. Did it work? 1. It does have it. It's in there. First down distance is 2. Minimum minutes left. Leading by -4. That's trailing. By the way. But I didn't want to have leading or trailing by, you know, I just leading by. If you put a negative number, it means you're trailing. Play type ID is 1. My favorite play did not go in, but that's pretty minor. I can live with that. Oh, these generic IDs. Blah. That's such an ugly number. That's okay. Game situations just have, I guess, bogus. The thing is, we're going to have so many in the database. It's silly to have try to generate a fixed one. But why did my favorite play ID not get saved? So that's the big question. That's the only one, because I did set a favorite play ID. That's the only thing, though. See, you can see it's blank. So whatever happened here, let's go see. Maybe I didn't. So we got favorite play ID 1, favorite play ID 2, and this is the blank, the new row, new game situation, right? I have player ID 1 and 2. Favorite play ID 1 and 2. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So we don't have anything that should be wrong here. So why didn't it get favorite play ID? Favorite, oh wait, what's this? Handle favorite play change. Well, that shouldn't even exist. I think I got rid of that. It probably says constant. I'm pretty sure this isn't even being called anymore because I got rid of that whole line. Alright, so favorite play 1, 2. Alright, so why did it not save the favorite play? Did I not get the favorite? Oh, maybe I have to get the favorite play. So we got play type. Nope, that's not actually setting that. It's just game situation. This is just checking to see if it's empty, so that's not it. I'm not seeing the reasoning why favorite play did not get set. Let's go look at my my this. Did it have favorite play in there? Nope, that one got set. Favorite play 1 and 2. Yeah, those all got set when I passed them in just like that. So let's look at the data I sent. See, 1 and 2. These got set, but these were null, even though I put in a 1 on favored play ID. So something didn't allow that to be read. I'm guessing it's something I missed on here. What did I miss? So we got favored play type, favored play ID 1 and 2. Doesn't show any I mean, unless did I misspell it? Favored play ID? Favored play ID. No? Is there like a missing comma or separator? No. Handle input change. Down. These are just putting things in. Oh, wait a minute. These are the new. I wonder if I even have. Aha! There it is. These are trying to sign up the wrong thing. It's favored play ID 1. I copied. I did not update. And then this one is 2. And this one is 2. Placeholder. Favored play. Now, favored play is not favorite play. Okay, this just means favor just means you lean towards that one. You kind of want that one to be a common play, because ultimately you shouldn't always call the same play, and I don't want that. I don't think that's a realistic indicator. I feel like a real coach would not just keep calling the same play over and over and over and over again. So a favored play just means in this situation, you're more likely to call this than any other play. And it's got a high percentage chance because it's got like a higher chance on all the slots. And a really high chance in the first slot. So you're really going to have a pretty high chance that play is going to pop up on the selections even. And even then, it's not a guarantee that you pick it, right? So as far as being a favorite play, that just means it's always in the top 4. And then my thought is the coach will favor. He'll take a shot. He'll pick whatever your simulator is. That when you're simulating, the coach will pick from those 4 plays that are selected, and there will be a 4-3-2-1 kind of odds. So the most likely is he picks the first play. The least likely is he picks the 4th play. So, and since it's all going to be sorted by whether or not they're favored or not, what position they fall in the favorites list. That means that first play is going to be pretty likely and pretty frequently called. It's not always going to happen, but it's going to call it out. So what is a 4-3-2-1? It means like there's a 50% chance he calls the first one. And then there's like, I don't know, 40% chance that he calls the second one, and then what, 20-10, something like that. Because it's 50% is 3-2-5. It's probably more like 45% chance he calls the first one. But the other ones are less. They're going to be even less than that because you're pretty high chance. It's actually no wait. If it's a 4-3-2-1, it's 4, so it's 5. 4-3-2-1. No, actually, it's a 4 out of 6. So it's a 40% chance of the first one, and a 30%, 20%, 10%. Just because you're gonna call one of those, and then if he doesn't call it on the first try, he's gonna call one of the others. But he's got a 40% chance of each one. So I was almost thinking what I'll probably do is just have him, I can either add them all in Or I can just check the first one. You know, check each card. If he picks one of those cards the first time, he's got a 40% or a 40% chance. If he doesn't, then he picks one of the other three. And then of the other three, you've got, the chance of the second one getting picked, and then the third one, and then the fourth one. So each one gets increased. So there's a degrading chance for every card. You could have other cards in there, and if you call that, that's going to be your most frequently called play in that situation. Mathematically. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen, because that's how things work. Sometimes the coach goes, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, the coach has tendencies, which could tweak some of the values on some of those cards, because he adjusts. Well, some coaches do. All right, so we've got our thing loading now. So we're fully loaded up. Now what I need to do is fully convert over to this new game plan of mine, which means I got to stop my code for a moment. We are going to close this off. Going to close this one off. And then we're going to go over to my solution. I could probably hide this for a minute. Go to the solution. Going to change game plan off back to game plan because it's not just, it is now the full-on the game plan. And then, oh, I changed everything. Nice. We're already set. And that means I can also get rid of these. And then this one just gets called 3 times. Although I will have to format that because it looks bad. And then I'll go over here to my solution again, and we're going to get rid of these two. Well, you know what? I might keep the special teams one because I am not totally sure how I'm doing special teams yet. There are special teams conditions that I want there to be some ability to edit. Now there is the option that it might still be a component, but I have to have like a special teams conditions. Like you got to know when you're going to go for 2, and how I'm going to lay that out. I don't know yet. Also, you could have it fixed because that's a situation where you may always want to go for 2. I mean, it's not random chance. Although you're basically, I don't know. I kind of like there to be a little chance that you wouldn't because, the coach is in charge. You're like his advisor. You're like he takes a lot of opinion from you, but it's be like, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe certain sick. I mean, if you are going to be, I don't know. I just feel like it's not good to always know, I think that's kind of half the fun of playing. It's like, oh, good. We should probably go for 2. No, I told you, no, don't. Why are you kicking it? But, you got to have something to yell at when you're watching football. You got to hate the coach for doing what he did. Or maybe you're like, no, don't do that. Oh, we won the game because of that. Well, maybe it was a good idea. Maybe there's a consideration in there. I don't know. The coach might be built on some logic that keeps. It'd be cool to have some logic built in there that the coach considers that person doesn't know, but then, you could have like a reporter at the end of the game say, ask. You could have like a thing that when he went, why did you go for 2 or 1 in that situation when the odds say could go for 2? Well, my quarterback was injured. It's like he was feeling our star running back was feeling a little a little sick and we didn't want to take a chance with him, so we went for the extra point. Or our kicker couldn't, normally we'd go for one in that situation, but our kicker, hurt his leg in the previous kick and we didn't want to risk injury on him for the next game. Some reasoning. When he goes against your expectations, there should be like some logic behind it. And then it saves to the, so like when the play runs, there'll be like a coach's note. Why if there was a specific reason, and you build stuff into the coach logic that under these circumstances, you have a higher chance of picking something else, or you lean towards a different kind of play. And you don't tell the players, you don't tell the users. It just happens during the game, and then it's like, then there will be some like game log, I think that'd be cool. It should always be a little mystery when you're watching the games, right? You shouldn't be able to guess every play it's going to be called. You might have a high chance, but okay. So my game plans are loading now. I need to start doing something kind of extra. I need to start getting some data into my database. I need to get my game plans to do more than just load. They need to start having an effect on things. Now, how does that happen? How do we start having an effect? Well, I probably need to start creating some kind of a coach's plan, a default coach's plan that actually maybe functions in place of this coach thing on my simulator. We can call, run, pass, whatever it is, just start adding some conditions that we have the generic plays that get called. And yeah, I might just have a generic playlist. I need to start having stuff that displays better though. So let's I have a yeah, no. I'm thinking how I want to create dummy data or set up the database, and I'm kind of leaning towards doing it all through Mongo. Because if there is a way to have the thing is, Mongo doesn't exist. What is, I gotta see. I don't remember what is the, does Mongo have a mobile database? What is Go's? And the Go doesn't have a mobile database, or mobile app. So yeah, that's all interesting to me. Okay, so the thing is, my app is going to be Unity. I'm going to develop it in Unity, so it's going to be calling the database. So does Unity? Oh gosh, I don't even know how to say. How does Unity? All right, let's do this. I need a simple example of how Unity might pull data from a, no, let's not say local database, from a micro service for rendering in a mobile app. Steps. Set up the microservice. Well, I already got that part. Unity script to fetch and display data. Create a script named character loader. Mono behavior. It's using, oh yeah, let's see, C#. Private constant string API URL. Enumerator fetch characters. Huh. Create the UI. Content area. A scroll view in your scene to display character cards. Character prefab. A prefab with text elements for name and health. An image for the character image. Link the script. Attach the character loader script to an empty game object in your scene. Assign the content area and character prefab. Oh man, this is really turning my brain on. Not like that. Not like that. It's not what I'm saying. It's just getting excited. Okay, maybe it's a little like that, but I mean, it's no. What I'm just saying is, it's like I want to go start working on the Unity part next. See, this is one of the things that's going to happen while I'm developing this. I'm not going to get one thing at a time. I want it to all grow. Like I've got the React piece kind of doing some stuff, but I want the Unity thing to start doing some stuff. I want to be able to connect and start doing something with Unity that will load up, load up my data and just let me see something on the screen in a mobile app. Something, just anything. Now, what I need to do is start getting some cards into the database, some images. So what I'll probably do is create some really generic cards. I have actually, so these are my play cards. In fact, they probably look pretty bad because this is me and my my rendering skills. But let's go here. And I'll go to products. And in development, with the NFL experience. See, that's true. This is the game. Images. What do I have in images? Action icons, linebacker. See, these are all the things I was working on. Samples, the lizards, the different teams. Running untitled sample. Okay, where's my plays? All samples have first draft, source sensitive team logos, player, play cards, defensive line, offensive line, oh, those are player cards. Never mind. Player. Play mat. Plays. Plays. Here we go. Yes, I did it in Publisher. So these are my plays. Now, as you can see, there's some slight tweaks about these plays. One is there's all this description of what's going on the play. It's irrelevant to a digital version of the game, right? Because all that stuff's going to happen behind the scenes. However, I think these are the players. Oh, gosh, I don't remember the rules on these, to be honest. I'm trying to remember what the numbers meant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so these are the targets. All right, so player 1. Oh, it's telling you what they're going to do. Player 1 is going to block. Player 2 is going to he's going to move 1 to 2 spaces, and player 4 is moving 1 to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. 1, 2. No, I don't know what that one is. 1, 2. I don't know. I'm guessing. I really don't know. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. I'm just guessing, man. 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to figure out what that is. I'd have to look. I have it in the rules, but I'm guessing. Either way, this is what the play is going to look like, and this is where players are going to move or be. So when the play executes, the quarterback, if it's a pass, is going to have to determine where the players are going to be set. And at certain points in time, they're going to move through these zones. And at each point, he's going to have to determine who to throw the ball to. Now, the numbers indicate who are possible targets in the play. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So his first choice options are going to be the guys that aren't blocking. So it's going to be 1, 3, 4, 5. That's his check down list. And so oftentimes he will look to see if he could throw to whomever on the different plays too. And there's going to be a lot of different plays because like you can click on this one, and these are the players that are, you know, going to go on what the play is going to be. And those are just pass plays because then you got these which are, oh wait, do I not have run plays? Wing T pro set. Pass. Oh, there is a run. Yeah, there's a run. We got one run. And the option pitch, which isn't, wait a minute. Oh, there's more runs on this play. There's 3 runs. I have a lot more passes. 2, 5, 6 runs out of 18 plays. So, and then I got the defense. And again, it's not really relevant what the offense is doing or the defense is doing because they come out with the formation they come out with. But you line up according to who you're going to play on. And these are the different defenses. So you can see I did this is an all 3-4 option. And this one is some 4-3, some 3-4, some 5-2, which I guess is what, nickel. And these guys are playing man. These guys are playing zone. These guys are blitzing or going in towards, you know, the into they're either staying at home. I think if I remember correctly, like X is a blitz. Oh, yellow. Okay, yellow is show blitz. That's what it means. They're going to fake like they're blitzing. And then you have outside blitz. So these guys are actually going to blitz, but he's going to like fake it, kind of make it look like he's going to blitz. And some of these guys, like these guys, are blitzing also. These are outline run shift, but these guys are actually only going to go and stay, you know, outside. So each of these plays has a logic that I've got to implement. So if I put all 18 or 20 or 36 of these plays in the system, it's going to be like one of each that I do, like one pass, one run. And I'll just pick the easiest one, and I'll do that one first. And then, so implementing these plays is going to be the most challenging unless I can come up with the direct logic where I have to store all the bit data, right? So it's like when a play is picked, each player gets an assignment as to what he's going to be doing on the play. So perhaps instead of like all these say zone X, I'll have those positions assigned to actual players on the field. And then when you have your players, and it'll be like linebacker 1, linebacker 2, DB, or free safety, strong safety, whoever the players are in those positions. Now here, you would be putting your players down in those places, but the game would go, oh, this player is a zone. Safety 1, safety 2, and it'll tell you which player is identified in each spot, and the database will store their position. So that's the plan there. And then these are all the special teams nonsense. I don't even know what this is. That one doesn't even exist. I haven't created that. Special teams, field goal, punt. Now there's a reason why you have multiples of these things. Remember, I'm playing. It was designed for a card game, so these probably won't exist this way in the game. It was designed for a card game for options to do other things. So this is a fake run, fake short pass, and then you've got your standard kicks. I don't even know why that was a field goal. Oh, that's a kickoff. Punt. I guess they are all different. Squib kick, onside kick. These are all the kinds of special team kicks you can do. Oh my gosh, I'm getting tired. It's 11:12. I should probably call it pretty soon. But anyway, these are the plays I got to get into the database. And getting them in is going to be tricky because these don't have data points. There's no database set up for these yet. No data definition of them. But I will have to identify not only where the players will be to start, how they're going to move on the field, which is going to be determined by their stats, which every player's got their own set of stats based on the spreadsheet I have. And I'll probably deal with one thing at a time. Let's get them moving around on the field as much as possible. And that's kind of where I want to put. Maybe I will start with putting blocks on the field just so that I can see what they look like when they're moving. Where are they positioning? Because I got to have a visual. Where's everybody at? And I would probably do something like, in 1 second, in 2 seconds, in 3 seconds. How far where are they positioning themselves? Just to kind of see how my play is developing. Yeah. Having a visual of it functioning is kind of the key element. Now the key is, it's like, I don't even know, is it realistic to have any of this stuff in the React app? I mean, I do have a football, right? I mean, the football moves around in places on the field, and now we just need to start having like X's and O's moving around on the field, or numbers. But the thing is, they'd be images, right? I'd be moving an image. I don't want to try to move the number. I guess I could move a number, a square, a number, a little cell. No, how would that work? No, it'd have to be like a floating cell. That wouldn't work. No, it'd have to be an image. I think an image is the better way to go. And then you have to do stuff like calculate its pixel position on the screen. That's gonna be weird. See, I don't know what Unity can do either. I'm concerned about how Unity's gonna take these pieces of information I give it, and I go, okay, well, it's there. Now I need to move. It's like I need to give every player like a specific speed and have them move according to that speed, which could work. And how fast does a ball get thrown? How fast does a ball fly? Because I'm getting the yawns, man. All right. What is my next step? I need to do the next step. I'm just visualizing, because what's going to happen is the more I have in my service, I think what's going to happen is I'm going to have like a, when the app downloads and sets up, it needs to connect to the database and sync back, creating not sync back, but set up based on the database with all the defaults. Like, we're going to have to mark certain things as default information. And so it loads up to your system with all the default information on the database on the system. Or on your phone, or whatever it is. So that things function offline. But I don't, do I want to worry about that? When you first set up, I think it should. It's got to at least initialize the database in some form or fashion. And I think I decided that I was thinking I was going to go with not being able to edit your game plan if you're not online. But I think what I might just go with is a warning. It says your edits, yeah, but then if somebody goes to another system and tries to edit and it gives them the same warning, but they already did it in the other place, got that warning, and then You load up your phone, you load up the app on your phone, and now you've changed it into places. Yeah. I think more than anything, I might just create the option to have an offline league. And you just play against AI. Because this way it's totally separate. And the question is, do you have an offline game plan, or do you have access to your actual game plan? I mean, this way you want to be able to run different game plans with different strategies. So I think ultimately people need to be allowed more than one game plan, don't they? Maybe one per league, because you tweak your game plans for a season. But if you're going to be a different kind of coach, I mean, I guess you could totally revamp it. But I think you can have a different game plan in each league. You can just try things out. But you don't necessarily have to break the game plan you're using in the other league. Gosh, if people can have multiple, I think ultimately I'm going to have to, if they're going to have multiple leagues going, I think those are going to have to be the paywall. I think that's going to have to be the paywall. I mean, like maybe you can have one offline league and one shared league. I don't know. Maybe you can have several of each. I have to decide what the limits are going to be. I guess it's going to come down to what's practical and how much I feel like the system is going to get bogged down by it all. It's about protecting, the integrity of the system. But hey, if people like the game and advise it, we still have to deal with the integrity. But I don't want to limit people in play. But at the same time, there's got to be some kind of limit, some ceiling to all that. And I haven't written some stuff down. I've written down a lot of things because I haven't decided for sure how I'm going to do some of these things. Like the special teams. Let's actually run this, because now that I've changed my my output, I want to see my thing run. I did notice that I've got a weird bug that seems to occur when I go from the sim to my coach's profile. It's like it doesn't like being moved from my sim. It's kind of a complaint about that. All right, I've got my special teams, offense, defense. This is definitely going to have to change. I got to decide what that is, but it's not this. Because I think special teams is like going to be a box area. Like you might have a setup for adding like 2-point conversion, and when do you want to go for it? When the score is this, when the score is this, when the score is this, kind of thing. Or it might not even be when the score is, because early in the, it could be there have to be when this, when leading by or trailing by blah, which is usually what it's based on, not necessarily by what you've got now, but it could be when leading by, trailing by, and then how much time is left in the whatever in the game. Or you could just do it based on leading by, trailing by, but you might go for it on 2 if you normally would go 1, but like if there's only 5 minutes left in the game and you're down by blah. Time, I would probably say minutes in game, minutes in half, and leading, trailing by. And you just set those values. Go for 2, when, and then you just set the conditions. And what else? Onside kick. Go for onside kick when. And you can say, like, maybe you go for it on occasion. Just you could set a checkbox that says when in the lead, when leading, or something. You know, just have a chance at going for it. You could maybe set the chance at the yeah. I gotta rewrite special teams, but I gotta decide how that's gonna be like another I mean, I guess it doesn't have to, because MongoDB, you can add containers full of all kinds of crap. So I could have all of my sims in there as long as it's a different type of record. I would like only grab, offense, defensive records maybe. And then special teams I would grab. Well, I could grab them all because that's how MongoDB works. Just get a bunch of whatever. It'd be totally different. That's actually kind of cool. I can get totally different data sets. It's the same kind of data, but it's different for those two different types of records. Right now it's all the same, but I just thought about that. I can just throw all of it into one table and I just determine it by the setting type. That means having a bunch of other fields, unfortunately, but it does work. Game situation. A different object would look better. But I think it would be okay. Just wouldn't load all the items. I'm not doing a loop. Yeah, I think we're good. All right. Let's go ahead and see if I can delete this. I haven't tried that yet. Game plan saved successfully. So in theory now, I only have one on my MongoDB now. Did it save it? Yeah. Check it out. It's only got one now. Pretty cool. We've now got our input-output going for our game plan. Now I just need to either start implementing that game plan, which could be the next step, or I start getting some data into the database, which I'm trying to figure out how I best want to do that. I got to probably import it from my spreadsheet. I got to start getting some player data in there because I want to be able to start popping cards and stuff up here. So I thought about trying to draw one up on React, but I think I actually want to do an image. And plus, I'd like to have a little bit more on my plays, but there's so many things. I got to start laying out what exactly I'm going to do and do in what order, because it's like I see one thing, I want to go do that, and then I see another thing, I want to go do that, and I don't want to be scattered. So I'm going to have to start laying out now that I've got my game plan. I'd kind of like the game plan to start having an effect. So throw in a few different conditions for my coach to do certain things. He's going to do, I want to replace the coaches, my dummy coach here, with the actual game plan. So what I'll have the coach do is maybe start retrieving the situation or passing. That's what I need to do. I need to create the coach component. I need to create the coach service so that it can actually start reading the conditions and knowing what play to call. And then it would send back. So then this coach component can actually just say, okay, this is our conditions that we're dealing with. Time remaining, which is going to matter, yards to go, current quarter, offensive down, yards to first down, and kickoff required. So I think I'm already passing these things back. I just haven't been paying attention to them because I'm just doing random junk. But if I can go ahead and set up my coach component to start referencing my game plan, I can create my dummy game plan. Dummy game plan is just going to be like, just do this, this, and this. And this, so now it'll start calling things a little bit more logically. But I also need to get in my 2-point conversion scenario. But because this kind of works. This, all I need to do is convert this, but get it down to where now it's doing the math of actually pulling the play I want. Now, I still am generating plays in the random because that's going to take a little bit more. Like I said, I have to get players in place. But it's, man, I don't know. What am I going to do on Christmas? I'm trying to decide if I want to stay up stay up a little bit later. Because I want to get into the next task, but I'm got to make sure that I have a creator for my game plan. Okay, let's do this. Let's go. Let's run my simulator for a minute. Let's see how that's working. It's not. I mean, it shouldn't be broken. I haven't done anything that would have broke it. Hey, it's back up and running. Yay me. Okay, so we're gonna put that down here. Ah, stop it. Go away. All right, so that plays, we're going to let that run. We'll let the Cincinnati Bengals and the Broncos go at it for a bit. And then we're going to go ahead and, yeah, let's go work on the coach component in my microservice. Let's go get a microservice going for the coach. So we got the game plan. Do I have a coach here? There's going to be a lot of stuff. I mean, the coach has to do a whole lot of interesting logic, but it's time to get another. Well, we got the simulator. Do I need I could start working on the simulator too. No, let's create the coach. I want the coach to play. Okay, so we're gonna go like, let's just copy the game plan. And we'll just stick it, I guess, here. And then we're gonna change its name to coach. This is my coach microservice, and the coach microservice will be the same kind of stuff. We'll have to have, this is where they're going to have some logic, though. I mean, we got things that have to happen. It's kind of weird that we're going to have to, like, is there like a way? How do you start all your microservices? Do you like have a, what is the general, like if you have a bunch of microservices and they all have to start so your gRPC can run, what is the general way do you start it? Do you create like a common app that just starts all your services? I mean, you don't want to have to call them all. I mean, you must have some kind of a common thread that starts them all. What is the norm here? How do you start all your microservices? So when I have multiple microservices that my gRPC gateway will be hitting, what is the general means of starting up the application and getting all the microservices running? I mean, ultimately, they should all be running all the time, right? I mean, that's kind of how it works. But I mean, you still, at some point, you got to hit start and everything kicks off. You don't go start each microservice, do you? I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe you do. Maybe you have to go, Azure, wherever you're at, and you just got to go say start, 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 start. Oh, create a Docker. Oh, well, see, this might be where I have to start doing Docker. Because I need to start getting all the pieces in place. And Docker, I know, is part of the thing. Okay, so let's do this. Let's start up a Docker app. Create a Docker Compose setup. Implementation version. Gameplan. All right, so I have Docker right here, man. Docker desktop. Let's do this. I need to get Docker going. Everything says that every time I start asking questions, it's like, well, you need to do Docker. You need Docker for this. You need Docker for that. It's probably time I start getting Docker running. I have no idea how to use Docker. But I need to start getting it going. So here we go, Docker. I got 30 minutes of Docker time in to see what I can do and see if the AIs are willing to get me on the right path for Docker. All right, let's start a new chat here, and then we're gonna ask. All right, so we've got. Okay, so I have Docker installed, and I know nothing about Docker. I do know that I need to. I have a Go microservices app with a MongoDB database and a React front end. I need to create a dev zone that can start up all my microservices and a pseudo production environment that I can eventually deploy to. Where do I start? This is a lot faster than GitHub Copilot, by the way, and probably smarter because I think GitHub Copilot stumbles a lot. Understand the components. Get my Go microservice. Each service will have its own Docker container. Oh, really? MongoDB, a separate container to run the MongoDB database. React front end, another container for your React app. Usually served via Nginx in production. Huh. Install Docker Compose. Oh, wait, what? Is that a new thing? Docker Compose simplifies managing multi-container Docker applications. It allows you to define all services in a single Docker Compose YAML file. Set up your Docker Compose YAML. Create a Docker Compose. Okay, so create Docker files. You need a Docker file for each component. Example, Docker file for Go microservice. All right, so we have containers. So maybe I need to go get Docker Compose. Do I not have Docker Compose? All right, so something's weird with my whole thing here. I don't know why my Explorer's all fritzing out on me. What? Wrong thing here. Let's go Task Manager. I forgot how do I restart Explorer? I think I'm pretty sure it's just look it up in the task manager and task, but it could be I'm wrong. Oh, there it is, restart task. Okay, never mind. Never mind, I figured it out there. Something goes wonky with my Explorer. It's actually been recent. They did an update like in the last month or so, and all of a sudden, right? Well, it restarted. Is everything working again? Hey, everything's working again. What do you know? Oh gosh, I didn't want to load that. Go away. But at least it's there. Okay, so Docker. Docker desktop, Docker installer. So maybe I have to do Docker. Okay, so run the environment. In your project directory, run Docker compose. All right. Create Docker files. So the first thing I need to do is understand the components. Well, I have that. Install Docker compose. Docker compose simplifies managing multi-container Docker applications. All right. Set up your Docker compose YAML. Where do I... It's weird because it says down here, the very last thing, Docker compose in your project directory run. Oh, that's the build. Okay. Let's go find Docker compose. Is that like another app? Docker compose. Install. Download and install compose standalone. To install Docker compose, you can follow these steps. All right, let's do that. Linux, no. Windows, no. Oh, wait a minute. Do I have to do this on a server? Oh, no. Oh, no. Do I have to have a server? Wait. Oh, no. Okay, that could be a problem. I mean, I don't have Windows Server. Uh-oh. Let's not panic just yet. Panicking might be on the horizon, but okay. Does Docker require me to be running on Windows Server? For my Windows environment? Oh, this could be a problem. Oh, good. Docker can run on Windows 10, 11 Pro Enterprise editions as well as Windows Server. However, the feature and setup process differ slightly depending on your environment. Here's an environment of Docker's requirements for running on Windows. Download and install Docker Desktop. I have Docker Desktop. Enable Hyper-V and virtualization if they are not already enabled. This can be done in the BIOS setting and via the turn Windows features on or off setting. Okay. Okay, I have Windows 11. Windows features on or off. What do I need? It says I need Hyper-V. Probably not hypervisor. This can be done in setting and via the turn Windows Hyper. Virtual machine, Hyper-V, and virtualization. Okay, I have Windows 11. Where is Hyper-V and virtualization in Windows? Actually, you know what? This might not be a good thing to ask. Let's go here and say how to enable Hyper-V Windows. Let's just go see what they got, man. I hope I don't need like a different version of Windows.
So what's up guys, hope you are doing well. I'm Mesh from TechMesh, and today I'm going to show you that how you can enable and install your Hyper-V on your Windows 11 Home Edition. So Hyper-V is a virtualization platform that allows you to run multiple virtual machines on your Windows PC. Unfortunately, it's not included by default in the Home Edition. But don't worry, I have got you covered. I will walk through you the steps to get it up and running. So let's get started, shall we?
I don't. What version of Windows am I running?
So at first, just let me show you that I am running on Windows 11 Home Edition. So just right click on my PC and
well, where's my properties? It's like I don't have that. His properties don't exist on mine. Oh, maybe he's just got it here. Or here. Or here. Alright, let's just go to settings. I don't even know where he's clicking. I don't think I think that's a home my PC. I don't think that exists on Windows, on the version of Windows I have. That's why I think that's a problem. System information. Let's see. Oh, I do have home. Okay, well, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, never mind.
And then here click on properties. So here you can see that I have the Windows 11 Home Edition. So if you just search for your virtualization, you won't find anything, but I have already installed the virtualization. So let me show you. If we just search for Hyper-V, so here you can see that I have already installed the Hyper-V, and I will show you exactly how you can do that. So first you need to go to your task manager. So just search for task manager and then open your task manager. In your task manager, just go to your performance tab and here click on CPU. And here you need to check if your virtualization is enabled or not. So if your virtualization is saying disabled, then you need to enable it from your BIOS. So you will need a couple of requirements for that. You will need to have 64-bit processor with second level address translation as.
Well, I'm pretty sure I don't, apparently, because yeah. So where are we at? Virtualization. It says enabled. Do I have Hyper-V on here? Well, no. But it does say enabled. Virtualization.
LAT supported, and we will also need minimum of 4 GB. And also you will need to enable your virtualization in your BIOS. I will also provide a link in the description if it is disabled for you. So let's move on, and I am assuming that you have virtualization enabled. So now what you need to do is just right click on anywhere in your desktop and then click on new, and then here click on text document. So you need to open a text document. Let's name it to Hyper-V. Now let's open our text document. And in our text document, we need to paste.
My text document didn't show up, man. Didn't show up. I said I want it, but it didn't come up. I know. I'm probably going to be. Let's see here. Let's close this thing. Ah, there it is. Just showed up in the background. It's there. No need to panic. No need to panic. Everybody else is there. Oh. I gotta type all this stuff. That looks like a lot of typing. Does he have it like in his? Oh, this is one of those Bing things. Bing doesn't like to let you leave.
Paste this command. I will put the command in the description. You can.
All right, let's see what his description is. In the notepad, you need to copy and paste the following code. Check that out. That's cool. Oh, he's got a Google Doc. That's what he did. Cool, dude. Thanks for making that so easy. All right, let's go on. Next. How do I get out of here?
Directly copy and paste it. And then just click on this file option and then click on save as. So this is really important. So here you need to name it to Hyper-V or whatever the name you wish, but at the end you need to add .bat. You need to save it as bat format .bat and then click on save. So we have saved this, and here you can see that we have saved it, and this is our bat format file, Windows batch file. So you need to just right click on here and click on run as administrator and then click on yes. So now it would run. So it might take like 5 or 10 minutes. So be patient, and by this script in your computer, in your Windows 11 Home Edition,
I'm just running random scripts. Some guy
so
on
just
YouTube
be patient and
me.
wait for a bit.
That's gotta be
So
dangerous.
I will be cancelling the installation as I have already installed the Hyper-V
Windows
on
Defender.
my device. So let me show you. At the
you're,
end, after waiting for a couple of minutes, you.
All right, let's let this thing run. It says completed successfully. Is it done already? Oh, it's just doing multiple things, so it might have more than one thing. Okay, so I'm going to need Hyper-V and virtualization. So which is good, because if I'm going to run Docker, I got to have that. So hopefully this will do the trick. See, sometimes it's just better to let a real person tell you what to do. A real person who pre-recorded this a long time ago. It's like going delete, 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 and then everything disappears, and I'll have to reformat my entire drive and start over. I got to be careful while blindly just doing stuff. Usually, if it was doing something like that, though, usually like Defender would start popping up flags. You're getting destroyed. You're getting destroyed. What are you doing? It does look right though. It's doing a bunch of Hyper-V Microsoft stuff, so we're probably okay. I gotta just take random guys. I didn't even look to see if it was like, I should have read his comments at least and go like, hey dude, you just killed my computer with a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I think I'm gonna, first we'll like it because the guy seems to know what he's doing. And then we will do a subscribe. I mean, will I ever be back? We'll definitely save this to my watch. Wait, what am I in? Oh, I'm in my dev and environment setup. Things that help me set up. Things that make you go, ooh. There we go. Yeah, they weren't kidding. There's a lot of stuff going on here. There's so much to get installed when you're doing an app development. I'm serious. I mean, there's so many things. If I made a list of all of the, in fact, maybe I should make a list of all the things I have to install just to do the development of this app. It's like, it's significant. Well, we started with React. And then we went with Go. And we have MongoDB. And let's see. Let's and then we had, well, of course, we got to have, I guarantee you I'm going to forget stuff too. Well, we also have Unity, which is going to be obviously part of that. And some database on the Android. Well, actually, you know, we have Visual Studio. 22, I think is what I'm running. And then we have VS Code. We also have Docker. We have some Android database, Android DB, TBD. I have, I don't know if I'd say either ng-rock or what's the other thing, or tail something or other, tail sipe or similar for and then we got to use GitHub. GitHub is part of this. I'm also using, I probably shouldn't do it. I should probably take it out of my loop. But things that I'm using, I'm still using Azure DevOps for project management, project tracking, which by the way, I haven't been putting much in there lately. I need to throw in some updates, add some stuff. That's where all of my tasks and things are that I've been creating. Azure DevOps project tracking, source code and CI/CD, and what else? I have so many things. I've been installing things like it's just been going nuts. Well, one of the things I'm using is frame. Is it motion? Motion for web graphics management. And then there's the millions of extensions that come along with them. I couldn't even tell you all the extensions I've installed at this point. I'd have to go look at all of my sub stuff, but it's a significant load of stuff. It's a significant load of bull. That's what I'm telling you, man. And then you got your testing frameworks, but Go has its own built in, but I'm going to need some for other things. I don't even know what the heck is this Promio. I don't remember what that is. That's something I installed for some other reason. Screen recorder. I don't even remember what Promio is. I think I installed that because I needed it for something else. Forgot what it is though. But yeah, there's, you know, that's just the dev's tech stack. This is just the stuff you need to make the app. At some point, I'm going to have to incorporate, like, there's also going to be Azure probably. Azure for production hosting. Yeah, there's going to be, and then I have, at this point, I still don't know how I'm going to be doing the synchronization. I'm guessing it's some kind of other tool, but yeah, there's going to be so many bits and parts. Oh yeah, and I use Postman. That's right. I have Postman on here. For endpoint testing. Although curl works, you don't have to do it that way, but it is nice to have Postman if you're trying it. Is this done? Is it done? I don't even know. Is it still running? I can't tell. Oh. I don't know. Is it paused? Jeez. Probably because I clicked on it and accidentally paused it. Man, I really slowed that down. There was a lot going on still. Let's see here. I don't know. I don't even know what Promio is. What is Promio? Was that something I needed? What is Promio? Oh, that's a Cyberlink thing. AI Creative Studio for online selling AI. For online selling AI background removal. Promio enables users to create flawless product imagery, easily generate professional marketing content, and access royalty-free stock from Getty Images and Meta for unlimited creative possibilities. Okay. I'll probably need that. I should probably try that at some point. But that is true. That is more. Okay, so more of my tech stack. I've got all the things that I'm using. I have Excel for my player statistical skill formulas. I have Publisher for my card designs, my current card designs, because eventually I'll have something else. I use Cyberlink for image editing. That's actually video editing, but I don't know if I'm gonna need video, so it's probably more like a Coral Paint Shop. Coral Paint Shop for image editing. It's just so much. The operation completed successfully. Restart Windows to complete the operation. Do you want to restart the computer now? You know what? It's 12 o'clock, so I probably should. Let's restart it, and I will get back to you on the next go-round. That is my Christmas Eve stream. I tried earlier, but my computer blew up. I did have a connector cable between my external graphics card and the cord that was going because it was kind of short. So I pulled the extension piece out. So far, it hasn't crashed. I did order another cable too, the longer one. But I'm hoping, maybe I can return it. It's like $50 to create a long Thunderbolt cable. But I actually need a long one because I have the way my cables run and my mobility of my tablet. But not an issue right now. So until next time, you guys have a Merry Christmas. Santa's on his way, I'm sure, to everybody if he hasn't arrived already. And I hope you guys have a great and fantastic Christmas for anybody who happens to see this. And like and subscribe if you're interested in watching me get this thing out the door. It's going to take some time, but it'll be fun to watch it happen. Till next time.